You don't remember what I spoke about, or the vision that I had when we were speaking around the time of the elections, that I saw a python, which speaks of a spiritual suffocation that was coming, that it actually had laid eggs, and was a spirit that is upon this nation, and that God was going to take charge of it over the first from January, from the first 80 to 100 days. Now, I didn't know what that meant, and I still don't know what that means, but I'll tell you this much. The first 80 to 100 days, which be starting now in January, whatever time that is, this spirit will be destroyed. But I really felt burdened because I knew that it wouldn't just go easily. Now, where's that picture? Did we Facebook the picture of the Abby sent us? Abby Black, was it? This picture the child drew about the eagle attacking the python, and of course the eggs would not hatch. All of this is important to understand, because if you don't think there is such a thing as spiritual warfare, my friend, you've got a problem. Because Daniel spoke about this when the prophet was praying, and he knew that he was praying for something more than just his own needs, but he set his face to Jerusalem, which I've spoken to you about already. When you pray, when you walk with God, whatever, you set your face not to your problem. He didn't set his face to Babylon. He set his face to Jerusalem. Now, he was in Babylon in captivity. Even though he was reigning in captivity. You may not understand this, but you can actually reign while in captivity. You can rule while you are in captivity. You can prosper while you are in captivity. What are you talking about, Kim? Well, I don't know if you followed what I was saying the past few weeks, but Joseph, he prospered even though he was in Potiphar's home as a slave. He became the ruler of his household. That was a massive thing. And then he went to prison, and in prison, Joseph prospered. So really, a lot of people that say, well, I will wait, I'm going to wait till I get my breakthrough, and then I'm going to give, and I'm going to do all these great things. You're wrong, because it's not how it works. This takes place right at the beginning of your life, where you begin to practice the gift of God, like Joseph practiced his gift while he was in prison. He didn't say, when I stand before the king, then I will show my gift. He practiced it. So Daniel, while in captivity, set his face towards Jerusalem and began to pray. And he fasted and prayed. And what he was doing was he was releasing something in the heavens. What you don't understand, or what I understand now, a lot of people don't understand, but I do, when I go into my God, even if I feel nothing, even if I'm in pain or I'm concerned about something, I know that every time I open my mouth and pray, that something is taking place in the heavens, which will eventually release it on the earth. I may not see it. I may be praying in that garden in Los Angeles, California, and somewhere in Greece, God is doing something. I may be praying in California and releasing something in the heavens that gets released in Russia or in Syria or in Israel. I may never know about it. Daniel didn't know the extent and the consequence of his spiritual prayer life until the angel came there and said, for 21 days I have been battling the demon, the prince of Persia. Now you've got to listen to this, because even though we are in a new covenant, we think, well, Jesus took care of all that. Yes, he did for you. But he still says fight the good fight of faith. He speaks about spiritual warfare, that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Something that is in the heavenlies, something that is over this nation right now, has to be pulled down, and it cannot be pulled down by Joe Biden. It cannot be pulled down by the President of the United States. It cannot be pulled down by politicians. It can only be pulled down by the spiritual leaders that have set their heart towards the kingdom, not towards failure, but towards the kingdom, and said, now we will pray, and whatever spiritual stronghold is over our nation, it will come to an end. I am one of those voices, just one. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, Jesus said. Whatever you loose on earth will be. Give me that big key that's in my office. You have a key. I was going to tell you the names of God, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get straight into into the spirit of Python and the spirit that has joined forces in order to try and bring this about, and it's happening and it's taking place right now. Daniel did not know that when he was praying and while he was fasting, that there was a fight going on in the heavenlies, and this is what the angel said to him. He said, Daniel, I have come from a battle for 21 days, that Daniel fasted and prayed for 21 days. And he said, I have come because of your words. In other words, your prayers released me from that warfare. Now I have to return because the spirit of Greece has come to join the spirit of Persia in order to bring about a victory. Daniel, keep praying. Daniel, keep getting revelation, because out of that revelation will come a revolution. Out of your revelation will come a revolution. Amen. That's what we need in this nation. We need a divine revolution. We need a turnaround. We need young people to understand that God is exciting, that his kingdom rules and reigns, and there's not failure. There's no room for failure. Everybody say, there's no room for failure.
There's no room for failure.
So what am I saying? I'm saying that while you're in captivity, you can give it to me, thanks. Thank you. While you're in captivity, you have a key. Compliments of Ed Monroe gave me this key. We have a key. Switch your phones, please. You have a key. That's my wife. Yeah, I knew it. I tell everybody, switch your phones when you're busy. We have a key. The key is prayer, but not regular, ordinary, needy prayer. It's prophetic prayer. What I am doing today is equipping you to join forces to pray not only for America, but for the nations that are under attack right now. Amen. Wherever you are watching from, whether you're in the United Kingdom, whether you're in France or Paris or where? Belgium. Shout the names of where they're writing in from. Ohio. Wherever you're from, right now, you are being equipped with prophetic insight as to how to pray to bring victory to our nation. Okay, I just want victory in my house. Well, Daniel got victory in his house when he was praying. When the angel came, he affected Daniel as well. In other words, Daniel's prayers were bringing about revelation. That revelation was bringing about a revolution, a change. Now, the vision that I had was about a python that was going to say, I of course told you what that means. It's a spirit of divination. And that spirit of divination charms. Everybody say charms.
Charms.
Now, then that's with my accent. It's charm. It charms. That's what it does. It is charming. It is enticing. Now, what I saw this morning when I was in prayer, besides anything else, that God was going to bring about a victory, a massive victory. Amen. In this nation. But there were going to be some humbling moments in the White House and humbling moments for this president. This is not that I'm against him. I'm just telling you some humbling needs to start to take place. We need some humble people to come and to stand and to speak the truth. Humility is lacking. Okay, I'm not getting much response from that, and I don't blame you, because you're not sure where I'm coming from. As I was praying this morning, the Spirit took me into a heavenly place, and I began to realize that there was a stronghold that was joining the Python spirit, and now at this very hour, that spiritual force. Now remember, the angel spoke to Daniel about a prince of Persia and a prince of Greece, and the different princes, the ruling powers, or the not ruling now, but the powers that are at war with the people of God and Israel specifically, are active at this very moment. And what are we doing? They have planned for the downfall of the U.S. economy. They have planned for the closing of non-profit companies and charitable organizations. They have planned for your downfall and for you to lose your money. This is not about a liberal or a conservative or whatever. It's not about that. Their plan is to destroy and to to suffocate the very
To kill,
life out
steal,
of you.
and destroy.
That's their plan. They are active right now. What are we doing about it? What is our responsibility? What is it that we are supposed to do to bring an end to this? Well, we need to vote? Yes, okay, vote.
Get
Look
on
what
your
just
knees
happened.
and pray.
Vote. Do whatever you have to do. Make your voice known. But I'm telling you right now, the greatest power that you have and the key that you have is to find out what is happening in the spirit and begin to pray against that and declare that you are totally inoperable. You cannot operate in the presence of the people of the living God, and you cannot operate in the presence of the blood of Christ that speaks of better things than that of Abel. We are the princes of the blood royal. Do you understand that? If you do understand that, then I want every person watching me and all over the world to raise your hands up and say, I believe that my prayers make a difference.